500 TOAs are one of the most annoying things in the entire game. They're extremely punishing. As someone who has, Coliseum KC and everything like that, this has to be one of the most punishing pieces of content in the entire game. An hour, pretty much, of just making absolutely no mistakes. I have no way to cheese half the mechanics in the whole room. Like, okay, please die. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm in max mage. And I can't even one-shot this crocodile. Alright then, great start to the run. We just won't worry about the next crocodile because obviously I'm not going to kill it, and it's just going to drain it anyways, and I have to run 3 jugs. This has to be the most frustrating content in the entire game. Like I said, it's super punishing. It's not fun at all, like not even remotely fun. And put the shadow on, dude. Okay. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to say. A lot of dead clicks, 200 ping spikes. Players like No Monkey will say, just bring this gear in and, only 4 restores and you'll be fine. And that just couldn't be further from the truth. The average player is going to need at least 10 restores just from ping fluctuations, lag spikes, imperfect play. It's just unavoidable. Most of these players who try to teach content such as this play on literally 5 ping, and their ping never spikes, and so they never have anything to worry about. Anyways, I don't mean to rant. We're going to head into Zabak and try to take him down. Pick up my restores here and put on my range gear. I don't bring melee gear, and the reason why is I calced it with a DPS calculator, and it's only a 4% DPS gain to bring full bandos, echo boots, and also a fire cape, so it's just not worth it in my opinion, like at all, not even remotely close. Hopefully I can hit something good with the bone dagger here. 22, it's about as good as it gets. And I only have rune arrows because, I'm on an iron and they're just hard to come by, the dragon arrows, and nobody in my group has 92 mining for amethyst, and nobody has 95 fletching for dragon darts or stuff like that. So using rune arrows doesn't really make a difference. To be honest, a lot of people will say it does, but it really doesn't. You can calc things as much as you want in this game, but at the end of the day, you're just a spec on a calculation spreadsheet, and there's tons of inconsistencies on a spreadsheet. Calculations run like DPS calcs, for example. They'll run 100,000 scenarios, and when it comes down to it, I'm losing some ticks here, not a big deal. That was a really bad wave pattern. When it comes down to it, like I said, you're just a spec on a sheet, so unless you're doing 100,000 KC of something, simulations and calculations don't really mean anything. And I know I say that after just saying I calced my melee gear, but it's like a lot different with the melee gear situation. I don't even know why I'm talking about this. Anyways, this boss, big thing with this boss, flick the blood spells. Don't get hit by any attacks, don't stand on poison. You can use a safe spot for these blood orbs, which is right here, if they spawn on that side of the room. And on the other side of the room, it's basically the same spot, and you'll never get hit, you'll always be safe. Really important on Zebek to try to save supplies. So you should flick your offensive prayers as much as possible. This really should only be like a 2-sip fight. Sometimes it's a bit more for me. We're going to move here and hopefully I'll avoid the poison. These are just really bad waves, I'm not going to lie. Still have one more of the rock jugs. Blood orbs again, so if I just run over here, I'll be safe. Good to be on this side of the room anyways for the second jugs, because for the first set of jugs that come out, the safe spot is in this corner, and right here, it's usually about right here. Yep. Might have to take 3 sips here, which is fine. I'd like to take 4 sips, honestly, so I can just get rid of the spot in my inventory and not worry about having to drop stuff in the future. Just to make space to equip 2-hand weapons would be really nice. Now we just pay attention for his magic spells. We do our best to flick them. There's one right there. The next spell is going to be the orbs. And it's going to be during the enrage most likely, so I just have to be ready for that. Hitting a lot of 3s and 4s here. Next blood spell is going to be the orbs, I'm pretty sure. I missed that flick, which is fine, because I'm plenty of health. Shouldn't have to take another sip here, I don't think. Next blood spell is orbs. Can just stand here and act like a turret, just DPS. Just gonna take a sip. I didn't need to sip there, I don't know why I sipped. And I almost died at the very end too, but it is what it is. We made it through. I took 5 sips, I think, which is more than I normally ever take. Usually I only use 2 sips there with dragon arrows or just in general. Thralls is like always 4 sips for me personally without flicking my defensive prayers. But Zebek is dead. We are currently at, what's the time, 9 minutes? Yeah, it's like 8 minutes with dragon arrows, so it is a bit faster, but nothing that's like super game changing. Put our melee gear on, Kefri next. I didn't check the levels of anything. I really hope Baba was not level 3 there. I don't know if I explained this in this recording of this video, but Baba basically, if I do Baba first, I have to bring a ranging pot because I only have rune darts, and I have to pot every single boulder phase because my max hit is a 26 if my range level drops by 1. Salted, my max hit is at 30, and the boulders have 31 health if Baba's level 4. So level 2 and level 3 Baba are doable with salts, but level Level 4 Baba is not doable with salts, and level 1 is not doable unless I bring a ranging pod in. I have a ton of supplies in my inventory, and a lot of people are going to say I have way too many supplies. Like this is way too many brews, but the reality is I'm playing on 250 ping spikes, so I'm going to make mistakes, and they're just going to happen. And it basically guarantees if I bring this many restores that I'll make it to Wardens, and then I'm going to have enough supplies at Wardens because I can take every room as slow as I want. I don't even have to pray if I don't want to on 90% of the rooms. So, yeah, I mean, that's just my logic behind why I have so many supplies. A lot of people are going to say it's bad, etc. I don't really care what they have to say about it, though, because they're them and I'm me and I'm the one actually doing this. So, yeah. So, Kefri next. Really important on Kefri to trap. You can do a bunch of different traps on Kefri too. You can trap the Ranger and never worry about the Ranger. I'm not a gamer like that. 0 with the Bone Dagger, pretty typical on Kefri because it's bugged. I think it's just because Kefri has a shield technically, and so Bone Dagger just works differently. We'll go here. Right here we get the eggs. If we hit one of the eggs, we can guarantee that our next phase or next special, or next 2 specials, basically, we're going to skip one of these dung things if I hit one of those eggs. That's why I do that. We're going to get the flies here soon, I think on like this attack. Yep. So I stand here, we'll set up the trap, and then I need this side of the room to be clear for when the major spawns, or as clear as possible basically, and this is kind of a long fight. So we're going to make our way back over here, and if we run all the way to the corner, we can get about 10 extra knockbacks in per side, or 5 extra, but like 10 knockbacks total on each corner. So that's something that is kind of important to know when doing this. And as you can see here, we got another one of these. I have to be careful here because these explode and deal damage, so gotta get away from it, then get back on Kefri. I might get another knockback right here. So I'm just gonna run to the corner, and I'll show you guys what I mean. Instead of going diagonally and losing all those tiles, you can just go there, then you can go here, and then basically next to that. I have a sand view for this ranger, so I'll pop the sand view, and then right here, just gotta make sure my health stays topped off. These exploding things hit for like a 62 or a 65, so it is kind of important to not get hit by those during this fight. Another thing that's pretty important for this fight is pay attention to your run energy and make sure that you're not greeting for damage if you're about to run out of run, or if you're walking. Now we kill this melee scarab. I think that kills it, yeah. So now we just run here. We're not going to get any more of the dung eggs because there's a limit to how many can spawn, and I think it's 5. I think there's like 4 here, but... So now you see I get knocked back here, and I did lose 2 tiles. I think if you go right here, you don't lose those 2 tiles. But something to keep in mind. You turn our prayer back on, it dropped. Really important in this room to flick piety, or you'll just go through like 6 brews with how long it is. If you miss piety flicking, it's fine. I'd rather do this room without piety at all than camping piety, especially. I don't know why I stepped like one back over and thought I was gonna mess that up there, which could be deadly for me. Now we're going to work our way back towards the other side of the room. I don't want to put too much dung over here, and I do want to be on this side for when the major spawns. This is taking quite a while. I can re-combat pot if I want. Oh, I don't have my defender on, that's why I'm not hitting. I'm like, what the heck? I haven't had it on this whole time then. Must have taken it off when I put shadow on. Yeah, now I'm hitting. And we'll just go here. We rag a couple tiles, but we'll be fine. And then phase it, and Mage Scarab out. If we run all the way to this corner over here, not only can we kind of freely hit this guy a bit better, and he's going to teleport because I have 40, but that spitting scarab won't start hitting us right away, which is kind of important. Sometimes you can just take a lot of damage and have to Karis here. You can also get health back from hitting the eggs. There's that guy dead. So this room is pretty much done. The only thing that's really going to kill you in this room, at least in my experience, is disconnecting. Bad dung placement, as well as that major getting an attack off. For example, last run I did, I hit him twice, and the mechanics of him are if you hit him 3 times, above like 4 damage, he teleports, or if you hit him a 40. And like 8 attacks, I only hit him twice, and right before his attack went off, I decided to just Fang Spec to guarantee that I'd pretty much hit on him. And thankfully, I killed him. So, we put our mage gear on and we kill this guy. And now we just do the fight like normally, and we make sure that we don't get hit by any dungs, because at this point the fight's pretty free. Make sure our prayer is topped, and we should be good. And I forgot to put my defender on again. This happens all the time, I swear. Just gonna restore because I know I'm gonna need it here, but I'm gonna wait to restore again until I get down to like 5 prayer points. One thing I was doing for a while in this room was wearing full Justy. Because in full Justy, you don't have to pray range at all, but then I came to the conclusion that praying range is pretty much the same, or having to pray range but getting 3 extra restores is pretty good. Those scarabs, I don't think they'll hit high enough to drain your prayer 90% of the time, especially with Justy. They're maxed as like a 4. Get back over here, and I actually messed up there. Should be fine though. We can drop a dung here and then go to the corner again. Try to walk as much as possible here because I'm almost out of run energy. And we still have 11 prayers. That's why I said we're going to hold out on using the prayer sip, because I might be able to make it through without it. Almost just didn't move there. And I thought I'd get that attack off as well. We're losing some prayer points here. Come on, a 24, that's all I need. I'm going to have to sip it, aren't I? There we go. And there's Kefri done with. And believe it or not, did I pick up my restore that was on the ground in here? I must have. So we still have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 1 sip to do Akka, Baba, and Wardens. And Baba is usually like 2 to 4 sips for me. A good Baba is 1 sip, but sometimes you need more, and I usually play it a bit safe. So we'll proceed here. 21 minutes. Normally my time is around, I want to say, 16 to 18 for those 2 rooms. That was kind of a bit slow, especially with the rune arrows, but it's fine. Like, I didn't use too much. Right here, Baba's level 3, Akka's level 4. I'm not even going to bother with Akka yet. We'll do Akka last, and I'll just do Baba right now. And hopefully nothing goes wrong. I've had runs where stuff goes very terribly wrong on Baba, but that's fine. I'm in no rush, I'm in no hurry. We have plenty of time to do this. I don't have a logout timer soon or anything. So what I can do is basically just take my time with this, pull everything out of my bags, drop some restores. I won't salt immediately, but I'm going to salt in this room. So we'll drop like all those restores there just to free up inventory space, and then I'll pull these out, put them here, and basically you only need one-way switches for this room, especially with salts, everything one-shots. It's another reason I don't like doing Baba first, is that with salts I one-shot everything. Without salts I have to use Piety and Rigor to one-shot half the time, especially with my ammo and whatnot. It's just something to keep in mind. And then we're going to fix the inventory up here. And the important thing for this room, pay attention to all the waves. So we get 2 brawlers, then a mage and a thrower. Always try to kill whatever is hitting you. Like, if you have 10 melee guys hitting you, definitely kill the ranger, the major first, from my experience. And this can be a very deadly room on a 500 if you're not praying and just not doing stuff correctly. So we'll walk in, obviously not speeding too quick. I'm in assault here just to play it safe. And right off the bat, we'll get the meleeers. Then we'll get a special pretty quick here. And I like to put my Fang on and just get ready for the Ranger. But it was the Major that spawned next to us. Actually, they both spawned next to us. And I got pretty humbled there. Hit pretty low. Now we have a Shaman and 2 Brawlers. So we'll kill the Shaman. Shaman's dead. Kill these Brawlers. Now we have 2 Throwers and a Volatile. So we kill these guys. Then we have 2 Mages and a Cursed. So we can kill the Curse first, just to save us some space in the room, because I don't think we'll get the next wave until after we kill this guy. Or until after we kill the Majors anyways. Now we have this guy here, so we want to kill this guy, as well as the other guy. Kill this guy, pray melee, kill this guy, kill this guy actually. Kill this Shaman. Make sure that Volatile doesn't path over us, because that kills me all the time as well. We have another Volatile coming our way. We're going to kill all these Thralls before we do anything here, really. As well as try to kill this Cursed. But he's just going to path away from me. They can be really annoying like that sometimes. And kill another Curse, then I think we get the next wave set. So we got the next wave set. We're going to pay attention to what's coming. Kill this Shaman first. And then we'll kill this Ranger. Are you kidding me? What was that? Those guys are not supposed to path. This is what I'm saying. It's like total RNG. Those guys aren't supposed to path under the player. So now I'm forced into doing that, and then I'll just T-bow this guy, just hit him. Dude, are you kidding me? I'm gonna die now. What the heck? And I literally hate this room. I hate it with a burning passion. I just don't know why I bother trying to kill those guys first. Now I'm super far behind, and yeah, it's just really annoying. This is the last wave though, so I should be pretty good. We'll just volatile this guy. And that should get all of them. And we'll kill this. And right here, we don't need to Karis or do anything crazy like that. We just need to kill this guy. And we can wait a couple seconds for our spec to come back, but we don't want to wait too long. And then we'll get ready to go into Baba. And I think I have all these restores over here, sitting on the ground. I don't know why they're not showing up. Maybe I had restores sitting in Kefri and I just didn't see them. And I will restore here. You can do Baba with 23 prayer just fine, but restoring makes sure that if I make a mistake, nothing happens. And right now I literally have, what, 10, 11, I have like 11 and a half restores for Akka and Wardens. So even if I used 4 on Akka, like I'm perfectly fine for Wardens. Come in. I'm not going to be able to Bone Dagger, which is going to make this fight take a lot longer, but I really can't wait for spec at this point. I could Liquid Adrenaline here, it's just not worth it. If I need it on Akka, I need it on Akka. I could also need it on Wardens too. So we'll just start the Red X, walk up to him, or let him walk up to us, hit him, step back. Now we're in cycle. And then we flick our Piety this whole time so that we're not wasting prayer. It's really easy to flick Piety on this fight. The nice thing about this setup is that all of our range gear is already on, so we don't have to worry about swapping gear for the boulders. And it's nice when the boulder drops like that because you don't have to do any fancy movement. I think this guy phases at like 900 health, or it's like 890. It's not exact. Exact 66.6%. And I just made a pretty big mistake there, but we're going to be fine. So I think he phases in one more hit, like right now. Yep. Throw on our blowpipe, turn on rigor. I could have skipped there, but I was behind. It's fine. We just skip here. And then we set up the Red X. We drop a Restore, pray melee, turn our run back off, hit him, and then we wait. It's like 1, 2, and then we go. Now he jumps, As long as you're on this top row of tiles, mind the gap will never kill you. And then I'm just going to Karis here. Now the important thing about red Xing right here is that you have to start a lot quicker because he's enraged now. So I got it set up just fine, and I still have one prayer point to flick my piety with, which is good. And I'll just tank this boulder and run out of prayer, it's not a big deal. And that way I don't have to worry about anything. I think my salt ran out, but we're fine. It's not like I'm gonna lose my whole stat boost anyways. You have to wait for the explosion to go off, by the way, when you're red Xing, or else you'll fall out of cycle. So he charges it up, and then you click the item after the explosion goes off. Really important to learn how to red X Baba for this part, because he hits like every 3 ticks, and he'll hit 20s through prayer, so you have to be really careful. If you mess up the red X, you basically have to be ready to Karis half the time, because he will just wreck you through prayer. I just disconnected there, but thankfully it didn't kill me this time. And Baba should be dead here. One more hit, 3 health. And he's dead. Very cool. Baba done, Kevri done, Zibak done. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I did make a couple mistakes and have to like Karis there and waste some brew sips, but we should be fine. I still have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 and 3/4 brew or restores, so. Now we have Akka. Akka is level 5. This is kind of the worst it can get with Akka, at least. The good thing is salt should last long enough regardless. But yeah, we'll walk in here. And I should have plenty of inventory space for everything I need. The worst thing that can happen in here is getting hit by the black balls, because it'll force you to Karis basically before you even go into Akka. You definitely want to play Akka safe. And the other thing is, for me, because I don't have 85 mining and I only have a rune pickaxe, I do have to cheese this part here to be able to guarantee a specific amount of downs, or 2 down or whatever. So we go to this tile here, or any tile that's 2 tiles away, and as soon as that turns green, we click this and you get an extra hit off every time. But if you stand like too far away or too close, etc., you won't get that off, so something to keep in mind. Thankfully that black ball's not coming for me. Not getting really humbled with these mirror patterns here, to be honest. Right here, you gotta make sure no black balls are spawning around you. Like right here, there's black ball spawning. Make sure there's no black balls spawning over here when you go to pick up this mirror. Gotta kind of play it safe. And just get the last mirror and we should be good. Wait to see where that ball goes. Yep, see, right in my path of direction. Now we can kind of just run over here. And I did get the extra hit off there, even though I was too close to it. I don't really know how. I think it's because I was already running to begin with. And that's how to guarantee the 2 down with the rune pickaxe. I always thought you needed a dragon pickaxe to do that, but then I learned otherwise. So right now, put on all of our gear. We'll try to make sure all of our ranged gear is together and our melee gear is a bit separate. And then we'll run into here. Level 5 Akka means 6 shadows, and it's just a lot tankier, so this could be a long, tiresome fight where I have to shadow skip and all sorts of crazy stuff, and I just have to pay attention to the floor. But other than that, I should be good. We'll come in here, we'll pray melee. Don't use augury here, it's not worth it. I just misclicked there, went to a different tab. Not heading too great on this thing, so I'm definitely going to have to DPS skip here, but it's fine. Thankfully I was able to get that off, so now we can just get right back into Red X, or Butterfly, my bad. And there we go. There's Akadon, and we're on to Wardens, and we have 8 restores. So pretty much anything and everything could go wrong at this point on Wardens, other than P4, and I'll be fine. We have to take power again since we used our salts. Although if you're good at carrying a salt over, if you do Akka first, you can carry your salt over through Baba, and then do like 1 salt Wardens. It's definitely possible. And I am overhealed too, which is good for the start of this, because I can tank longer. And let's get into this. Not even a purple. Not even a purple. What is ancient remnant? Oh, is that for the cares or something? What is this for? Ancient remnant. Oh, I'm just glad I finally finished that. I'm fine. I'm so glad. Oh my gosh. It's finally over with. Not even a purple either. Fucking unlucky. That wasn't that bad. I just finally got my Karis timing down and didn't panic and take a bunch of damage Karising. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I finally got that. I'm so happy. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I am. Wow. Finally.